Hello, gamers! Following up from the Deathloop video I just did not 10 seconds ago, I really wanted to hop into this one because I just had that enthusiasm to rant about a game, and you can kind of guess what I'm going to talk about here. I want to talk about Hitman and the World of Assassination trilogy and the fucking inventory system that they came up for it, because I feel it kind of like, was a basis for Deathloop. It probably wasn't. Let me just be honest. It probably wasn't. But nonetheless, it reminded me of Hitman's inventory. And, oh, I just gotta fucking rant about it. I gotta give my 2 cents on it. I fucking hate the inventory system. Primarily because of how the fuck does Agent 47, the master of just shoving a million items into his pocket, all of a sudden just lose all of that shit. Now, of course, in some games it makes sense. Okay, it's the improvement of gameplay technology to add in some realism and immersion. I fucking get that. I appreciate that type of shit. Let's go on to Max Payne 3 where you can only have 2 guns on him and a long arm at all times. Obviously, Max, I think if he would have used his noggin, he could have carried a little bit more. He could have had a holster on his back for a handgun, so he could have carried a third one. He could have had, he had holsters on his sides, under his arms. He could have had a fucking hip holster. He could have just, used the belt or the wrap of a long arm and just wrapped it over his neck and carried another one. You could have added in some extra, like gameplay reasons to carry some extra guns, but, Rockstar didn't think about that. But it's fine, because, I still think Max Payne was semi-balanced there. Ugh. But then we go into, like, some other games. What's another game that did that shit? I think it might have been, Red Dead Redemption. Like, yeah, you can only carry 2 guns, but then you can carry, like, 2 long arms on your back. It's a minor improvement, but it's fine. But there's just some games that, that do that with the inventory system or, like, the managing of weapons, but they do it in a way that it can still be fun, but at least, in terms of the gameplay itself, like, obviously Max Payne, all you're doing is shooting. So you may only need just a couple of guns to get you through it, and you still have the option of picking up the guns and throwing away your old ones. That type of shit's not too bad. But I feel of how they did it with Hitman in the World of Assassination, it was a step fucking backwards, in the sense that it restricts you in a lot of fucking ways. And where do I begin with it? For starters, you only have enough room for like 3 fucking items in the first Hitman game, the reboot, or fucking where the fuck it is. And obviously, in the second and third one, they give you the option to bring in, a fucking suitcase. But it's just like the items and how they're represented makes no fucking sense. Because in my head canon, Agent 47 probably has like maybe 8 different fucking pouches on him in his suit. Let's just think about it. Like he has the 2 pockets in his pants. He can put in a fucking coin there. Cool. Then he has his suit. He has a couple of pockets in there to carry a detonator, some syringes, a lockpick, his trusty fiber wire. Then he has a couple of holsters for his signature silver ballers. It's like, I figured that man probably has enough pockets to hold an individual item in each of them. Because, how the fuck do you go from the legendary Hitman himself and say Blood Money, the best fucking Hitman game in the whole series, bar none, he's able to carry what? A detonator, 2 bombs, 2 poison syringes, 2 fucking sedative syringes, painkillers, adrenaline, binoculars, fiber wire, fucking a lockpick, and ultimately his silver baller in case if shit gets hairy. He manages to carry all of that. He doesn't stick out at all, but God forbid in the new Hitman, trilogy, oh, he can only carry 2 fucking items in a single handgun. What the fuck, man? What happened to that second holster? Was the economy hitting him hard in that time? Was he really like strapped for work? He can only afford 1 fucking holster? It makes no fucking sense. It makes no sense at all, because it's just like, he was able to carry that shit in the past, whether it be, because of just gameplay fun balances, or, in your own head canon, he has like multiple fucking pockets. Like, what happened to those multiple pockets? Did he have to sacrifice that shit for some reason? Did he have to save a few extra fucking dollars from killing people to, make the suit look a little bit better? Like, what was the fucking reason behind that? Because I'm sorry, the default item loadout is literally fiber wire, a coin, and your fucking gun. And it's like, are you fucking shitting me? The coins themselves shouldn't even take up a fucking inventory slot. They're just a couple of coins. You should just keep them in a fucking pocket. You should be able to shove something extra in that pocket. It just fucking annoys me. It's always been on the back of my mind because it just feels so restricted. Like, I know the reason behind it did that was to encourage replayability, because it's not just, you don't just need the fiber wire to take care of a situation. You don't need all the fucking toys to do it. It's to encourage replayability to try out different fucking routes, which is kind of like the reason, the gimmick why they released the fucking missions in episodes, which I thought was a stupid fucking gimmick, because it's just like, you're stuck with that one map and having to replay. Again, it harkens back to, say, Ground Zeroes, and how it was one map and you paid $40 for it. Given I was a massive Metal Gear Solid fan, I still am, so I had no problem about, the $20 price point when it was lowered from 40 to 20. But I mean, you can only play one map for so long before you want to go somewhere new. And no doubt, I mean, all those Hitman fans replayed that map over and over and over again with all the different permutations, but it felt really restrictive. Because then you'll have to go through a map, like say you want to go through a door, you don't have your fucking lockpick, you can't go through it. You have to find a different route. That may be a little bit more challenging. Or, you gotta distract a guard, but, you don't have your fucking coins, or God forbid, Agent 47 doesn't know how to fucking whistle like another fucking super spy. Why the fuck isn't that baked into all the fucking games? You can't fucking add an extra button to allow fucking Agent 47 to whistle or something? Yes, you can pick up other items to throw them, but I mean, for something as small as a coin, why the fuck? Why? But yeah, beyond all that, it's a really counterintuitive system that I feel could have been improved in more ways than one. So, besides the rant, here's a mini what if. The suitcase. It was introduced into and, further improved upon 3. And besides the unintended effect of it being a homing missile, which I love those fucking videos. The suitcase should have been allowed to carry a lot more than one item. I mean, fucking Christ, in Blood Money alone, it managed to hold a fucking sniper rifle. If you go off of, say, the trailer for Hitman Contracts, there was a mini 30-45 second trailer where you see 47 in a hotel room, and it cuts back and forth between him opening up his suitcase and pulling out a silver baller and loading it, to a fat man running down a fucking staircase to his fucking limousine or whatever, gasping for air because he's such an obese fuck. You see in his suitcase, he had like a disassembled W2000 sight. I actually gotta look. I gotta fucking look at it. And clearly I watched the video before because I think the trailer was fucking awesome. But you look at the suitcase, and you literally see the disassembled W2000 sniper rifle, the muzzle brake, the scope, couple magazines, 2 fucking silver ballers, well now 1 because Agent 47 took one out because he's going to put it in his fucking coat, and I think multiple silencers for the guns, as well as a magazine, I think. A couple magazines. So I'm like, the suitcase was obviously able to carry a fuck ton of items. What do you mean a coin is too much for the fucking suitcase? Or 1 tiny bomb in the shape of a fucking donut? I'm sorry, but I mean, if there's like a future Hitman game, like I had an idea for a Hitman game that I might, share in a different video. Like, I really hope, in a future game they expand on the suitcase system because I feel it could be similar to a backpack, but again, it's his fucking suitcase. Put in whatever the fuck you want into the fucking case. Just look at the case alone. You can easily throw in a couple syringes, a coin, a baton, uh, a gun, some extra ammo, some condoms, a passport. Fuck, you could probably throw in a fucking vibrator in there as well, and still have some fucking room to spare. For like some documents or some key cards, shit like that. There's so much extra fucking room in there. You mean to tell me I put in one fucking coin in there? You can't put anything else in there. Fuck you, IO Interactive. You can obviously put some shit in there. But beyond that, again, small gameplay improvement, improve upon the fucking suitcase to put more than one fucking item in there. Redo the XP system. Now look, I like the idea, the XP system introduces some extra items you can bring into the field and, fucking some extra, like, starting locations. I like the idea you can start in a mission with, if as a contractor or a security guard or a janitor, all that shit. It helps with the speed running. Like, depending on like what part you do it in, you can complete a certain objective instantly. Like in the Showstopper one, if you get to rank 20, boom, you start off as a buyer in the Iago auction, and from the get-go, you can just leave the auction, go into the next room, kill the fucking bitch, boom, one objective done. Maybe if you have some good aiming, you can shoot the other guy, boom, you're done, you're out. Obviously, there were some other speedrunning techniques that players have mastered throughout the years, where they complete the missions in less than 30 seconds, and I commemorate those fucking speedrunners. God damn, they are ingenious bastards. But yeah, the XP system. Maybe have it unlock some extra slots for you, like depending on like how many missions you fully complete, or in terms of, like the overall level that they had for like 2 and 3. Let it give you extra inventory slots or improvements for your items. Like the whole idea, it's like an overall level for like the games. It's fucking stupid. There should be like an actual reward, whether it be some extra cosmetics or exclusive weapons with upgrades, shit like that. Give me an actual reason to do it. It's a single player game. Besides the Ghost co-op mode, but I don't include that. Give me some actual reasons to actually want to progress through this shit besides getting items I'm never going to use, because again, it's supposed to be a stealth assassin game, not go through the whole fucking game blasting people with a magnum, even though, let's face it, when we were younger and dumb, we probably went through that cathartic experience of just killing every motherfucker in a map. I know me and my best friend back in the day spent hours doing our best killing everyone on that Mississippi mission in Blood Money and dumping all the bodies overboard just so we can fill the whole Mississippi with fucking carcasses. But I digress. Beyond that, another improvement you could have done with fucking Hitman was re-add in the monetary system, for fuck's sake. Why can't we get some money for doing this? It'd be nice if there was a way to improve the fucking suit or our outfits so we could just carry more fucking shit like that. God for fucking bid. Buy the extra fucking holster so we can have 2 guns. Oh my god, such a genius move! Jot it fucking down, Jimmy! Beyond that, I don't know. I really hate that inventory system alone. And that, like the extra objectives in the free form, I just feel like it's a little too much. Like, yes, there was extra ways to do the missions in older Hitman games, but they had the benefit, you having to explore them. And obviously find when it was the best way to do it. And you just commit to memory and the result of performing a flawless silent assassin. But in just Hitman, the world of assassination, it just feels like there's so much and so many options, it almost feels overwhelming that at the end of the day, instead of just trying to follow like a pre-made objective marker to do a mission, like have the game literally handhold you, You'll just fucking look up a speed run and just go, alright, what's the fastest way to do this fucking mission? Fuck it. I don't care for it. And I think it kind of sucks in that regard. But, yeah, I mean, my experience with it hasn't been that good. I think I only went up to, like, mission 5 in the original Hitman game, and, like, all I did was just, like, I bought the game when it was cheap, and the only time I played it was literally to redo the elusive targets for the sexy outfits. And even then, I looked up guides for them. Because like, the whole idea of it being, you know, oh, you fail it, it's locked out for good. No, it should have been on, like, some sort of, like, timer. Or, like, some sort of, like, recharge where you have to do a couple normal missions before you can redo the elusive target again. But all that's kind of fucked, especially considering, you know, I guess at least for the PC version, you gotta be always connected online for the third one. Because otherwise you can't save your progress. Whose fucking dumb idea was it for IO Interactive to do that? Like, fucking why? I mean, it kind of makes me happy that modders said fuck that and they just unlock everything, given it doesn't give you the benefit of having to go through the missions to unlock it, but at least, you know, fuck it. If I don't have an internet connection, at least, you know, I can just download a mod that unlocks everything. I can enjoy it from that. But, yeah, I just really hate the sequel trilogy. It makes me appreciate the older ones, even though I do appreciate some of the tech they added in for the World of Assassination. Just some of the gameplay downgrades in favor of, like, semi-immersion and replayability. It just took away from the fun factor, in my opinion. It felt daunting, boring, and just it just doesn't feel like that fun of a fucking Hitman game. But yeah, that's what I'll talk about for now for this. That's just my mini rant for the inventory system and how they could slightly improve it with just so simplistic systems. Like, come on. The money system in Blood Money was just fucking well done. Like, why the fuck does it suck? Why isn't there, like, a money system at all? Like, the last great time we had that was for the fucking contracts mode in Absolution. And that shit, I wish, that's another fucking thing. Kind of similar to Max Payne. I wish that shit was in the single-player game. To customize your fucking guns before you go in the mission. I know in terms of story-wise, you're not with the ICA anymore, so you can't really do that. But fuck it, man. Just let me customize my guns for the single player so they can have a little bit more punch. But I digress. That's another audio log from the manager. I'm clocking out. Usual YouTube chant. Fucking hope you enjoyed this. Adios, amigos.